Everton nil, Arsenal 1. Yeah, 8 o'clock Saturday kickoff. It's not easy. It's not easy for sure. And I think there was encouraging stuff in the first half, but I also feel like, we didn't take the most, of the opportunities that were presented to us. I think throughout the game, when we look at it, Gyökeres struggled to hold the ball up. But when he's running behind, he's strong running behind, so we need to play to his strengths in that regards, and also he needs to improve with the hold up play. I think Odegaard, Odegaard, that's my guy. But I mean, just before the first half ends, the transition we're on, that pass, it's not good enough. We're not killing teams. And it's not enough. Obviously, we get the win today, but there's a pattern emerging. When we score, we seem to kind of like set back a bit and invite pressure, and you leave the game to chance. We know we've got a great defense. Obviously, Gabriel Magalhaes still out, by happy silly, but that's solid enough. But I feel like you leave things to chance. Bro. And fortunately today for us, we ended up getting the 3 points. But yeah, man, this could have even been a 3-0 game. Let's be real. It could have even been 3. Obviously, we get the penalty, due to a crazy... the handball from O'Brien was crazy. He put 2 hands in there. I thought he was playing basketball, bro. To be fair, he's the size of a basketballer and everything. But yeah, it was definitely a pen. Once they checked VAR, we knew it was going to be given. Odegaard was protecting the ball, gave it to Gyökeres. I love that. That's great leadership from our captain there. And yeah, man, Gyökeres steps up. And honestly speaking, with everything that's going around him and all the pressure... hey, it could have been easy to miss that. Obviously it's not like a charity penalty. It's an important penalty. He steps forward and absolutely smashes it, and yeah, it's a great penalty. So we go 1-0 up, the smile's back on, the mass celebration's back, we're feeling good and everything. And yeah, honestly speaking, I feel like even after that goal, before the half ended, we had opportunities to make it 2. And that would have changed the complexity of the game. Then when you make it 2, you can make, changes earlier. You remember, we've got a game on Tuesday against Crystal Palace, so all this stuff is important. The finer details, but it feels like it's always control. Honestly, watching first half of Arsenal is boring. Obviously, it can be boring as long as it does the job, but I feel like we're very passive in terms of playing out the back, and everything is always backwards, sideways and whatnot. And you're like, to what effect in the end, bro? At the end of the time, we end up, using a lot of time for that. Then all of a sudden, we're in the last 70 minutes trying to, last 30 minutes trying to, keep a 1-0 lead. And I don't enjoy that, honestly speaking. After, what we went through at Wolves, I was thinking, cool, a whole week, let's actually do a bit more. Still no open play goal, man. That's crazy. Wow, let's be honest here. I can't lie, we got away with one. Like, this easily could have been a penalty, but it wasn't. And we ended up, scumbagging a 1-0 win. I know wins are important, in the Premier League, but I'm not convinced by the performance. And, we can't keep living dangerous like this. We got away with one here. I'll be real. This, for me, is a penalty. Oh, my gosh. Look, there was definitely aspects of our game I was frustrated with. Even for, second half, Saliba was moving a bit shaky. Barry was really putting the pressure on him. Then Better came on, added pressure on him too. But yeah, man, even this chance by Trossard, he should have bagged. Come on, Trossard, you're a killer. You should be scoring. I set it far too wide, clips the post. It was great from Rice to pick out the pass to Trossard at the right time. But when this didn't go in, I was looking at it like, yo, is this going to come back and bite us back? Because honestly speaking, we weren't clinical enough. We weren't taking our chances. Even to be fair, Zubmeni from an Odegaard cutback, he done well to whip it around, just clips the post as well. So we're hitting the woodwork for fun. We weren't scoring, and it felt like a game that should have been 3-0 all of a sudden, still 1-0. And, we had a holdout until the end. We brought in Jesus. He'll keep the ball well, and that's important, I guess, in the closing stages, because Gyökeres is conceding possession in terms of hold-up play. He needs to work on aspects of his game, a bit more encouraging today in terms of the runs and whatnot. And I feel like Odegaard could have released him, better in the first half of the pass. But yeah, they need to learn to adapt to him, and he needs to improve the hold-up play. But yeah, Jesus came on, just, I guess, help keep things tick a bit more. Martinelli for the outlet, came on for Trossard, and obviously Marino came on for Odegaard in the 9 minutes, just to shore things up. And yeah, we ended up just going over the line. And it's probably one of those ones where it's like, if you actually look back at the game objectively, you're like, Everton didn't really have many dangerous chances. They were pretty much nullified. They could have had a penalty, obviously. I think we got away with one there slightly. But yeah, man, honestly speaking, it's 1-0. Get the 3 points, top at Christmas, happy days. But yeah, the performance has got to be better, man. No open play goals in the past 2 Premier League games. I'm nervous, and yeah, we need to do better with that. But we take the 3 points, we run with it, and we look to improve. Obviously, we've got Palace on Tuesday. Disappointed not to see Ezo Madueke come on, honestly speaking. But hopefully they get a start, on Tuesday against Palace, and they're raring to go, man. We've got 4 competitions. We need to go crazy. We've got a good squad. So Tuesday, expect a decent bit of rotation. And listen, Palace have had 3 games in the past. They're gonna have 3 games within that time period, right? Thursday they played today, lost to Leeds, of course, and then Tuesday they come to the Emirates. So listen, we need to do our job, man. We need to do our job. But yeah, man, got over the line, and we take the 3 points and we move, man.